If you've ever felt overwhelmed in a crowd while everyone else seems to flourish, it may be because your brain is wired in a different way. And science now suggests something important. There's nothing wrong with you. You're simply built for a reality most people will never fully notice. Have you ever stepped into a packed mall and felt as if the world suddenly became too loud? The bright fluorescent lights feel intense, strangers brush past without noticing you, and a constant background buzz of movement and noise becomes mentally exhausting. You glance around and everyone else appears perfectly comfortable. They're smiling, shopping, enjoying themselves. Meanwhile, you feel stuck in place, counting the moments until you can leave. But here's the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not antisocial, you're not strange. Your mind simply processes the world on a different wavelength. Let me explain. Number 5. Your nervous system operates like a high-performance computer running many processes at once. Most people have a natural filter built into their brain. It works like noise-canceling headphones for daily life. They enter a crowd and their mind automatically tunes things out. The crying baby fades into the background. The person talking loudly on their phone blends into the noise. Even the mix of smells and movement is quickly ignored. But your brain doesn't work that way. It takes everything in with heightened clarity. Psychologists often describe this as a highly sensitive nervous system. Your mind doesn't just notice details, it processes them deeply. Fragments of conversation, subtle shifts in facial expression, changes in emotional tone. It can feel like taking in far more information than others around you. That's why a short social event can leave you feeling mentally drained. Research suggests that highly sensitive people process sensory information more deeply than average. This means your brain is working harder while others move through their day on autopilot. The fatigue you feel isn't laziness. It's the result of sustained mental effort. And here's something that's rarely mentioned. This level of awareness once helped humans survive. While others overlooked subtle signs of danger, people with heightened perception noticed them first. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's a trait that once played an important role in human survival. You're not overly sensitive. You're precisely as perceptive as you need to be. And here's the twist. This isn't a weakness. It's a strength that many people simply aren't equipped to manage. Number 4. You're not exhausted by people. You're exhausted by inauthenticity. Let's be honest. Crowds aren't just mentally overwhelming. They can be emotionally tiring. In large groups, people often wear social masks, forced laughter at jokes that aren't funny, automatic smiles when someone asks how you're doing, conversations where everyone pretends everything is fine, and you tend to notice that disconnect immediately. You pick up on micro-expressions, the tension behind someone's words, the emotional signals that don't match what's being said. It's not that you dislike people. You dislike pretending. You dislike small talk that goes nowhere. You dislike interactions that feel shallow and unfulfilling. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as social masking fatigue. It helps explain why you'd rather have one meaningful conversation late at night than attend multiple surface-level gatherings. Your mind seeks depth, not noise. And in a world focused on appearances, that makes you rare. Research from Oxford University suggests that people who avoid crowds often score higher in emotional intelligence than those who constantly seek stimulation. In simple terms, you're not socially awkward. You're socially selective. You don't need dozens of acquaintances. You need a few genuine connections. And that isn't antisocial. That's discernment. For you, solitude isn't loneliness. It's clarity. It's the one place where you don't have to perform, filter yourself, or adjust to meet expectations. Now let's move to number 3. Your brain chemistry works differently, and this is where things become especially interesting. Studies suggest that introverts and people who avoid crowds tend to have different dopamine responses compared to extroverts. Dopamine is often linked to reward and stimulation. For extroverts, social environments can feel energizing, but your brain responds differently. In busy social settings, stimulation can build up quickly. Instead of feeling energized, you may feel mentally overloaded. It's as if your mind is signaling that it needs less input, not more. That's why after a crowded event, you don't feel refreshed. You feel mentally spent. Your brain appears to rely more on acetylcholine, a chemical associated with focus, reflection, and calm awareness. While some people thrive on constant stimulation, you do your best thinking in quiet environments. It's not that you dislike people, you're simply wired for depth, not distraction. Neuroscientists suggest that introverted brains often show greater activity in areas linked to planning and complex thought. So when you're alone, seemingly doing nothing, your brain may actually be working deeply. You're not wasting time, you're processing. That isn't withdrawal, it's incubation. And it explains why you often feel most grounded in quiet moments. Late-night drives with soft music, empty cafes in the early morning, walks in nature where the noise finally fades. Those moments aren't empty. They're when your mind resets. Number 2, you absorb emotional information easily, and that's not a flaw. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed tension, even though everyone appeared calm? You could feel that something was off before a single word was spoken. That's because people who avoid crowds often have heightened empathy. Your brain naturally tunes into emotional signals. Now imagine being in a crowded space. You're not just managing your own emotions, you're picking up on everyone else's energy as well. Different moods, stress levels, excitement, frustration, all at once. It's mentally demanding. But here's the powerful part. This sensitivity allows you to understand others on a deeper level. You notice what isn't being said. You sense emotional undercurrents others miss. And that ability is rare. Number 1, you're not avoiding life, you're protecting your sense of balance. Society often celebrates being busy, loud, and constantly surrounded by people. If you're not everywhere, all the time, you're quickly labeled as distant or uninterested. But here's the truth. Choosing calm over constant stimulation is a conscious decision. Silence isn't empty. It's full of clarity, creativity, and awareness. Your solitude isn't loneliness. It's connection with yourself. It's where your thinking sharpens, your emotions settle, and your life feels aligned. You're not missing out. You're stepping away from a system that was never designed for minds like yours. And that takes strength. So the next time someone asks why you're so quiet or why you don't go out more, just smile. They don't realize you experience the world differently. You perceive deeply. You reflect deeply. And in a world that never stops making noise, your quiet presence is a quiet form of strength. You're not flawed. You're built differently. And that difference matters. So tell me, are you someone who avoids crowded places? Or do you thrive in busy environments? Leave a comment. If this resonated with you, subscribe. We explore these ideas every day. And hit like so others who feel this way can find content that truly understands them.